Hey guys, welcome into another weekly portfolio update. Just starting out with the stocks, just going to have a look at the indexes first. So we've got the S&P 500 down 2% this week, the Russell 2000 down 3% this week, and the Nasdaq down 5% this week. So as you may know if you watch most of my videos, my portfolio most resembles the Russell 2000, like it's got more small caps than anything else. However, my performance this week was a negative 4.5%, so I'm more in line with the Nasdaq here. Slightly outperformed the Nasdaq. Not often I do that, but it's not often the Nasdaq is down this much, to be honest. Not in a week anyway. Yeah, underperformed the S&P 500 and the Russell this week. As has been happening recently in this crazy market we've been in. Looking at some of my main positions, we got Tattooed Chef down 6.5%. Corsair Gaming was only down 1.7% this week, but yeah, already I have been decimated in that stock. My third largest position, I believe it's my third, down 9.8% this week. Palantir Technologies. Yeah, I believe Palantir is my third largest position if I sort by market cap. Yep, there we go. Market value. 6 and a bit thousand. Yeah, when you sort by largest position, you don't really want to see numbers this big in the red. Those are some really big numbers. Yeah, so I hit a interesting milestone this week. It's not a good milestone. It's not something you want to happen. I've just actually broken even with how much money I've put in. So there was a point where I was up $22,000, and I'm now back to up $36. I, like 2 days ago or so, I was below that even, just barely a couple $100 below it. But yeah, basically I'm at break even from when I started in the stock market, April 1st, 2020. So if you look at, sorry, this is just more reason not to take any of this as financial advice, because if we look at when I started in the market has gone up, well, the S&P 500 has gone up 88% roughly. And my portfolio is now up 0%. And if I were to sell everything, the fees would mean that I was then down. So I am down over the same time period where the S&P 500 was up 88%. So the numbers are quite skewed because I started out, I only had $100, $200, $500 in at the start, and then maybe a couple months in I had a couple thousand, a few more months in. By the time the market had fully recovered, I think I was at least 10 grand in, and now I'm all the way up at 53,000 because I put in another 1,000 this week. Considering some of the prices were just so good, I had to put some more money in. But yeah, well underperformed the market in that time. Over the first part to like February, everyone knows there was like a top in the market in February, even though it's not really shown here. In February, I was up, I think, about $20,500, and then later, before May, so May there was a low, sometime in here, I hit $22,000 profit. And yeah, that was my all-time high. Then we rolled down really quickly to May. May was well down. Sorry, February. I'm getting my mouse is getting in the wrong place, but yeah, you know what I mean. I'm down now, well, down break even. So yeah, long-term perspective, I'm still hoping that my stocks that I hold will go up, and I'm definitely not getting out of the market because I'm not making any money or anything. Obviously, this is why I have different classes of assets. So I have property, stocks, and crypto. because, you know, some of them will perform sometimes, others will perform other times. Sometimes they'll all fall at the same time, or all go up at the same time. Mostly for me previously, they've just all been going up insane amounts. So like when my stocks were up $22,000, my crypto was also up like 300%, and my property was skyrocketing. So, you know, it was a real good time then, but now, you know, it's heading into not such a good time. My property has dropped in value. My stocks are actually, I lost all the profit of my stocks, and I keep depositing more and more money. My cryptos come down a bit as well, down from a high, an adjusted high of 10,200, so we're down 4,000, or like 40% on the crypto portfolio. But we'll talk about crypto soon. I'll just go through everything in stocks that I got written down here. So firstly, I'm down $2,387 this week, which is not an insignificant amount. I bought the dip on a few things. Firstly, I bought earlier in the week, I bought $100 of Tattooed Chef for $15.30. So, I mean, if you look at the graph, that's pretty much the high for the week. And then when Tattooed Chef dipped, I completely missed this dip. Unfortunately, I didn't have any money in the portfolio, cash ready to be deployed, and I also did not wake up at the right time. It was at close to market open, I believe, and yeah, I was fast asleep. It's like 3:30, 4 a.m. and such. So I did buy. I deposited 1k after that, thinking maybe we'd see some good prices again the next day, and the price that I got was 200 at 14.30 and another $200 at 14.56. So still getting, like, I believe this company is going to be, you know, over $20 in 6 months time or so. So I still think like I'm getting a good deal. It's just not as good a deal as I could have got if I had have been awake at that time. But yeah, that's alright. I also bought $100 of Small Direct Club, which I don't have open here. So yeah, Small Direct Club as well was heading down, and they're actually at pretty much, I think, all-time lows. Yeah, looks like all-time lows ever since they IPO'd. So yeah, I feel like I'm getting a good deal on Small Direct Club. I mean, I feel I'm getting a great deal on Tattooed Chef as well, considering like all the growth they're having, getting into new stores, getting more SKUs in the stores, heaps more products. Like, I feel like where I was first buying it out, obviously in hindsight wasn't a good deal, but I mean, I still felt like it was a reasonable deal then. Like, it's a high growth company, but now it's trading so much cheaper. Like, I'm glad to pick up shares, but the only problem is it's becoming such a large position for me that I don't really want to keep making it bigger. Like Tattooed Chef and Corsair Gaming here, like $12,500. That's should really be my limit when my, like, so these two stocks make up basically half of my portfolio, and then the rest is distributed among what, 12 or so stocks is that. So yeah, I am a little bit centralized to those two stocks, but I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing if they do perform well over the next 2 to 3 years, or 3 to 5 years or so. Hopefully I'll still be holding these stocks in 3 years and they will have performed then. Obviously the stock price itself is not performing at the moment, but I believe that those stocks are worth what they're trading at the moment. But as always, not financial advice. As I've shown, you will probably lose money if you follow my advice. Well, sorry, it's not advice. None of it is advice. Just kind of showing you guys what I'm doing with my money and what we can do, really, to try and create wealth. Moving on to crypto. We'll talk about some crypto. So crypto has been getting destroyed. Ethereum, which is the coin that I mine, has been getting destroyed. So there's a good thing and a bad thing for this. So the bad thing is obviously I'm mining a coin that's worth less than it was before, but if I don't intend to sell it immediately, it doesn't matter as much. And the good thing is that the network hash rate is decreasing, so more people are moving over to mine Ravencoin at the moment, or Flux, or one of the other coins. So it means that I'm mining more Ethereum for the work that I'm doing. I'm just getting rewarded with more coins, but obviously they're still worth less dollars, so I'm making less money. But yeah, still happy with that. Also, I chucked 1k into my crypto portfolio in order to reduce margin in my margin down here. So you probably can't really tell that I've added grand in, because it's pretty much the same balance as last week. Yeah, so that's how much crypto has gone down. I put a grand in and it just disappeared. So crypto is down $974 this week for the portfolio. So it's pretty much at the same as what it was last week, but I put a grand in and that grand has disappeared. Also, one unfortunate thing, I was really trying to get around it, but I had to pay 53 New Zealand dollars in fees in order to get that 1k into my crypto portfolio, which is outrageous. 5.3%, no thank you. I really did not want to pay for that. That's a lot. I pay 0.5% in sharesies for my stocks, and a slight foreign exchange fee as well. I believe it's 0.3 or 0.4% or so for sharesies. But yeah, 5.3% is huge, but I could not figure out how to do it better. There was there was a couple other options that I did have. One of them was using a peer-to-peer, but I felt like that relied too much on trust, and I wasn't sure on the systems of it, so I avoided that. And it also had a spread as well, so I was still going to pay about $30 to $35 in fees to do that. So I felt like that extra $20 for going through Binance itself, knowing that it would get there, was kind of worth it. But there's really no good way to do it. The only other way that I could have done it was transferring in my mining holdings and then converting them from Ethereum to, or I could either convert them from Ethereum into USDT and then pay off the margin, or I could just add collateral to the portfolio by storing the Ethereum in there, which would essentially reduce my ability to be margin called, because I've got more equity in the portfolio. So I didn't want to transfer any of my mining profits out, because it gets really messy when it gets to tax time. I don't want to intermix my mining with my crypto holdings at all. I want to keep them 100% separate. I use different platforms for them, so just to keep tax time a lot more smooth. But yeah, so eventually just had to pay the $53 in fees. It was really annoying, but I went ahead and did it because I really don't want a flash crash to margin call me. Margin call is not a life experience that I want to have. They are horrible. Imagine selling at lows, waking up or something and just finding out that you've sold at the all-time low and then crypto's recovered, because that's what happens when crypto flash crashes, is people get margin called and their crypto is sold off by the brokerage at the brokerage's end, and then you just get informed that your crypto has been sold. Or people who have limit sells and they get washed up. Like you can see in the graphs, like sometimes I'll just wake up and I'll notice that crypto's fallen like 40% in the night and then recovered another 20%. It's just like how crypto reacts, because there's so much like leverage in the market. There's so many crypto bots trading in the market, and there's so many people with limit sells in the market, that all these things just trigger like a waterfall, basically like an avalanche of selling. And then everyone's margin calls get in. But once you actually like chew through all all the things that can put selling pressure on, there's nothing really left to sell. People aren't going to sell at those low prices intentionally, so it's only those ones that are going through automatically. So then, once it's done its huge flash crash, it just immediately recovers. So yeah, there's crazy high volatility in crypto. But yeah, so I don't want to get caught up in one of those scenarios. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Oh no, I've got something else on crypto. So there's a Ravencoin Harvening coming up in a couple days, which means that the block reward's going to halve. A lot of people have been speculating that because it's going to halve the mining profits, it could push the price of the coin up, because it has done to some coins in the past, like Ethereum, but I really don't see that happening. Ravencoin was fairly stable relative to the other currencies this week, and previous weeks as well. So obviously they hit a all-time high like a long time ago. I think it was like 28 cents or something they got to, but they're down at around 10 cents. But it was staying hard at like 12 cents for quite a while. So it was actually more profitable to mine Ravencoin at 12 cents than it is to mine Ethereum at like 3,200. So for a while, Ravencoin was higher profitability. And the other thing I wanted to mention, I don't actually hold Flux, but Flux is another mineable coin. It's one of the potential coins to replace Ethereum when it goes to proof of stake. When I say replace, I just mean like for me mining, I might switch to Flux. And there was a bit of news today. There's some coordination going on between NVIDIA and Flux. They're working together on various products. There wasn't too much details in the article that I read, but it was basically like a two-way kind of agreement. They're working together on things, and I'm hoping there's some sort of deal in there that NVIDIA is wanting to keep Flux as a proof of stake coin in order to prop up the GPU prices, which would essentially mean they'd have to keep mining profitable. So if mining's still profitable and it keeps GPU prices up, I'm happy because I have GPUs and I'm mining, and I want to be able to mine. So hopefully there is some sort of deal in there like that. Obviously it's all speculation, but yeah, I'm hoping for something like that. Could also be something bad, who knows, but yeah, they could be coming up with backroom deals for Flux buying its own GPUs and becoming centralized instead of decentralized, but who knows, and I'm hoping for the best on that. Yeah, when Ethereum moves to proof of stake, it's actually going to be a lot more interesting on the whole mining front, and yeah, I kind of look forward to it, to be honest, see kind of how everything pans out. I'll just show you my crypto mine at the moment. I've obviously got one GPU offline, gonna go fix that later. Should be at like 745 mega hash by the time I get that one GPU back up. And yeah, my rewards when I get that GPU back up will be about just a bit over 0.01 Ethereum. As you can see, over the past couple days I've been having a few issues, also trying to get moving GPUs across rigs, so, and then getting them all back, like the overclocks and everything, and then sometimes when they're in different rigs they or like different numbers of GPUs, like 5 AMD GPUs can have different overclocks to the exact same cards on a 10 GPU rig, so figuring all that out at the moment, trying to get 11 GPUs into one rig. Yeah, so still, yeah, this actually should be going up once all this is stable at like 745 mega hash or around about wherever it is. It should be a bit above 0.01, so making one Ethereum every 100 days, well, less than every 100 days. Yeah, that's pretty much everything now. So net worth 308,000 and house is still worth 615,000, still getting rent. So yeah, no updates on that. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. See you guys again next week. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. See ya.